I'd like to give honor to God and for being here tonight and all the nights before this, and to see you beautiful people out here. Every Friday night, the complications of life slowed down at the packed to capacity Kajiji's Coffee House on Jefferson Street. Poetry turned the stressful juggling of business, family, health, and dating and everyday survival into a magical place where words and feelings sprung uninhibited from the heart. I was known as the queen of Nashville poetry. I pictured myself becoming the next Maya Angelou, and the event I hosted was an oasis to poets and poetry lovers to escape the daily grind. But now, the deafening roar inside me drowned everything out. I was a single mom with one teenage child, and not one but two jobs, just trying to keep ahead of the old bill collectors and put food on the table. I also had some other health challenges, such as diabetes and hypertension, but they were under control because I had a decent job with decent insurance, and I went to the doctor a lot. In fact, in my mind, I was doing everything right considering what I had to work with. I was going to the doctor, getting my checkups, PAPs, and breast exams. I should have been okay, right? Boy, did life have a bomb to drop on me. So you guessed it, during the perfect storm of life's work, complications, joys, and sorrows, along comes cervical cancer, and it knocked me completely off my feet and put a spin on everything that I thought I had going on. Cervical cancer trumped all of that. At times, it seemed so unreal that I would have a story like this to tell. Now, I'm not saying that I thought myself too good to get cancer, but I had so many other things going on in my life that surely cancer would not become one of those things. That first moment in the doctor's office after the exam, when he told me to go back and wait in his office instead of going home like normal, I knew something was wrong. And I had the most sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and as the time ticked by, I waited for the doctor to come and talk to me. My stomach and my mind began a battle with one another as to which could make me more afraid than what I was. My mind won. I started imagining the most awful outcomes from this life-changing visit. Cancer was going to teach me a very valuable lesson, that it did not care what other things I had going on in my life. My first reaction on hearing that I had stage 2 cervical cancer was fear. The fear was so deep and bone-chilling that it took my breath away. I grew up in a home where it was believed that when you got the big C, your life was practically over and you were on your way out of this world. My next reaction was anger. Boy, was I angry. I was angry with man and God. How could this happen to me when I had so much other stuff going on in my life? Not to mention my child that I was trying to raise into adulthood. And again, I was going to be the next Maya. But cancer did not care. Give me a break, my mind screamed. I did not have the time to go to 28 days of treatments and be off work, as well as going into the hospital, not once but twice, and having to stay there 3 days each to have radioactive rods placed in my vagina and to be cut off from those that I love. I was not ready to be weak and sick. I had so much to do, bills to be paid, life to be lived. But guess what? Cancer did not care. So I went through those 28 days of radiation as well as going into the hospital twice with a big lead shield placed between me and the world, all the while trying to put on a brave face for my family and friends, and especially my daughter. It was only the two of us against the world and this cancer. By the grace of God, I made it. I am now 15 years cervical cancer free. Thank you. Now, because of my journey and what I had gone through, I knew that my life would be changed forever. I had to find ways to try and give back and to spare other women the difficult road that I had found myself traveling. So I founded the Cervical Cancer Coalition of Tennessee to offer voice to those who hesitated to speak. Also, I was told that cervical cancer has a higher morbidity rate in African American women, which means we are more likely to die from this very curable illness. So on hearing this, it really drove me to try and help women with information and support concerning cervical cancer. I vowed to tell my story in as many venues as possible that have women attended, such as Survivorville and their second act presentation, as well as the nonprofit I founded to encourage women to take better care of themselves and get their Pap test. I still dream of a day when I'm able to also help them with some of the costs associated with the disease. Cancer can be very expensive, even with insurance. And when HPV came on the scene and we found that cervical cancer can be transmitted from a sexually transmitted virus called the human papillomavirus, plus the passing of the Affordable Care Act, which provided fresh opportunities to make headway with HPV immunization and cervical care, my message took on an even more urgent calling. Has it been easy? No. The story and the struggle is still ongoing. I find myself at 59 years of age with some challenging circumstances, but I cannot let that stop me from spreading hope and encouragement. It has not been easy, but it has been rewarding. I have made a difference in a lot of women's lives that have reached out to me for help and understanding. However, many women are still out there that need to know that cervical cancer is not a death sentence. They can survive and have full and happy lives. I estimate that going out to health events and conventions such as Survivorville and my second act story, that I have touched over 1,000 women or more, and hopefully have given them hope and peace concerning their journey. I've also started on a book, The Day My Vagina Tried to Kill Me. And after I've been so good to that thing, I powdered it and put on silk and cotton and satin. Go figure. This book is about my story and my cervical cancer journey. Lord willing, it will be forthcoming soon with more food for hope. In closing, I would like to leave you with one of my signature poems. It's entitled, Thoughts of a Cancer Patient. Sitting in the doctor's office all alone, I had so much to do. I just want to go home. How did I come to be at this place? I wonder, can the other people see the terror on my face? It seemed only a day ago that I had no serious health concerns at all. Then old Mr. Cancer decided to make a call. I am too young for this, I cried. Now I'm feeling like all hope in me has died. But the doctor said they had caught the cancer in time, and that with proper treatment, I would be just fine. The road would not be easy, but I'm so glad to be alive. And now I wear a S on my chest. I will be okay. I will survive.